Hello everybody, this is part 11, I believe, and it is a big day today. Last time we put on all the shacks, the bridge and everything, and I worked a little bit ahead, putting on all these tiny little detail pieces, vents and windows and a couple life rafts and some gates. There's all tiny little finagly work, whatever you want to call it. So I didn't record it, but later I'll do a flyover episode where I show you all that. Now, today's a big day because we're building these smokestacks. And I was thinking about how to do this exactly because up until now, if there's been pieces that are identical, like all these little vents, for instance, they're all the same number. So like the number on the master sheets. But these smokestacks, every single part is a different number, and this one funnel does go in a bit differently, and it's got one different piece. And I was wondering, well, it's probably the only one that's different. But then I was like, man, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to just take all this number, all that number, have them in a pile, and grab out of it randomly, and something will be different that I didn't notice. So I meticulously picked them all apart into 28, 29, 30, and 31 here. And I got them ready to go. So let's build 28. This is the one that goes by the bow. Well, not by the bow, but towards the front of the ship. So these things all break into a circle, which is really cool. So let's do that. And they use black foam smartly for these so the white doesn't show through. Pretty ingenious, but it looks like we start with this piece. And this one's got that weird indent on it that's different. So this goes on top. So a lot of people know that Titanic was one of the first big ships of both the Cunard line and the White Star line that had 4 funnels. And I think the Mauritania, that was the big ship that came out from the Cunard line before Titanic. Like, I mean, you could almost call the Mauritania and the Titanic being rivals of different lines. And the Mauritania was a little bit faster, I think, because it had turbine drive engines, whereas the Titanic had the triple expanding steam engines. But the Titanic did have one turbine engine, which I'll get into later. And anyways, because it had the triple expanding turbine engines, it didn't need it didn't actually need 4 funnels. But to make it look as big and as imposing and as stylish, I guess, they added the 4th funnel at the back just for looks. Although it did serve a bit of a purpose as a vent into, I think the kitchen actually was, the main kitchen was below that funnel, and also a lot of the venting down into the boiler room. All these little vents kind of went down to different decks, your A, B, and C deck and all that stuff, but that one big funnel towards the back of the ship did a lot of the venting down to the engine room and a lot of the boiler rooms. And in fact, there was I don't know if it was a stairway or like a ladder, but you could climb up the 4th funnel from the bottom of the ship and look out the top, which I think would be really cool because that's obviously the highest vantage point of the whole ship. That's higher than even the crow's nest. And in fact, there's an old-timey picture somewhere of the Titanic in port, and there is a guy standing. You can see his head poking out above All right, now how does this all go? Looks like this goes through here. Real quick. Say what now? Well, it looks like this goes through here. Except what's that little nubbin for? I guess we'll find out later. That goes through there. And then through there. So all there's to it. And then this wraps, oh, I got it upside down. There we go. Oh my, this is gonna cinch up real tight here. This might be a bit tricky. Well, looks like I got it, more or less. Pretty neat and tidy. Such as that upside down. That might be upside down. Yeah. Those are the big steam whistle pipes, of course. Well, I think that looks all right. Maybe we'll try the next one and it'll go better. Let's try and break all of these nice and evenly. On the edge of the table here might help. Looks like a pretty good job. Okay, number 29. Like so. Put the old top on. And then these units. So I'm guessing all of these are the same. These are discs and these ribs that hold this together, but I just didn't feel like taking a chance and, you know, like, oh yeah, shoot, gotta tear that all apart. Now which one was this? Try and match it up with the sheet so I can find the number. The numbers aren't on the pieces, which is good because you'd be seeing a lot of those numbers. Come on, baby. There we go. So one of these funnels, of course, fell over during the sinking and crushed a bunch of people. It's amazing how heavy they must have been because they needed to be, they had cables mooring them to the deck, anchoring them to the deck. And Clearly we're a lot awake up there. Oh yeah, this one's been together a bit better. Oh my. I have to take that one apart to do it a bit better after. No. Looks good, I think. Looks a bit better than the first one. But maybe we can fix them up a little bit. Yeah, it looks better already. Okay, next one. Coal burning steam engines. Need a lot of coal to get across the ocean. I can't remember how many tons, but I even once saw the like the energy density of coal versus diesel fuel, and man, oh man, what a difference! Like 10 to 1. Like you needed 1/10 the diesel fuel, like by weight, you know, as you did coal, because the energy density. Imagine how much energy density a nuclear aircraft carrier has. You know, it's funny, those big, huge cruise ships now, they have like the Oasis of the Seas and those big, massive ships. They're still diesel, big, huge diesel engines, because of course you can't have like nuclear energy in the hands of civilians, which is kind of, I mean, good, I guess, because nuclear energy is pretty dangerous, or potentially dangerous, and you know, I want to keep people safe, but it is funny. I mean, those massive ships are obviously perfect to run on nuclear fuel, but oh well. Oh yeah, getting better and better. Maybe I will take that first one apart. Very neat. 3 down, 1 to go. I think I'm getting faster. What do you think, everybody? Did I talk about how my sister was at one of the filming locations for Titanic? Or was that in the video that got, that I couldn't post? Maybe it was in the video that I couldn't post. But anyways, my sister was at one of the filming locations for Titanic, which was actually on board one of those, and if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry, But it was actually on one of those Liberty ships. The Liberty ships were those cheap kind of tubs they had in World War II to take supplies over to Great Britain, be it food and supplies, because they were, of course, under duress with the German threat. But so those ships, they were built by that William Kaiser, that industrialist, and I think they pumped one of those out every 6 hours. I mean, obviously it took longer than 6 hours to make one, but that's in what frequency they were being made. And they were made so cheaply, they actually had triple expanding steam engines in them, because even though diesel engines were around during World War II, they were pretty expensive, and those big triple expansion steam engines, they'd been made for so many years, and there was a lot of foundries still making parts for them, and they're really cheap and easy to operate. And so that's what they had in those Liberty ships, were those triple expansion engines. And there's one in the harbor, or the dry dock, I'm not even sure, in San Francisco. And my sister went there, and that's where the engine room scenes for the movie Titanic were filmed. Except the only thing is, those engines are only a third the size of the ones on the Titanic. So James Cameron, of course, being a brilliant movie maker he is, he used those engine rooms in that Liberty ship, but when he built the catwalks and all the equipment to make it resemble the Titanic engine room, he built all that stuff at 1/3 scale, so that the engines would look 3 times as big. And then all the people working on the engine that are in the foreground, they're all CGI, or like a matte, or like a, what do you call it, like a matte input, or I can't remember. But anyways, I thought that was pretty neat. And that's the only Liberty ship around, I think, anymore. Okay, now this 28 one has this piece that goes on first. And that's like the only reason why it's a little different. I don't know why it has this piece, but gotta trust the process. This instruction guide has been perfect thus far, so hopefully this video is not getting too long, or I'll have trouble posting it. It goes on just so. Just like that. Well, everybody, let's get the Titanic out of the harbor there and install these funnels. Big day. I'm zoomed in a bit. Hopefully you can see. All right. Wow. What a difference that makes. So cool. I'm just gonna check to see if you can see. Oh yeah. We're not zoomed in that much, I guess. Number 2. Squish them in a bit more. Come on, baby. Wow. It does give that ship a certain look, doesn't it? Wow, wow, wow. And they're just tilted back. Just so, you know, at that 5-degree angle or whatever it would be. Just makes it look a little bit of streamlined. And there we have it, everybody. Wow. the funnels on the great ship. Very cool. All right. Bye for now.